Have you ever stared at a picture and seen it move, or found yourself mesmerized by an image that seems to shift and change the longer you look at it? Or maybe you've argued with friends or family about the color of a dress, each of you convinced you're seeing something completely different? These moments aren't failures of your eyes. They're fascinating clues to how your brain constructs reality from the raw information it receives. Optical illusions reveal that what we see isn't just a direct window to the world, but a story, carefully crafted inside our heads. Your eyes act as sensors, collecting raw data, light, color, shapes, but it's your brain that transforms this chaos into a meaningful world. Seeing isn't a passive process, it's an act of creative interpretation, where your mind fills in gaps and makes sense of the unknown. To help you survive and navigate the world, your brain takes shortcuts, filling in missing details and making predictions about what's coming next. Illusions expose these shortcuts, pulling back the curtain to reveal the hidden rules and clever tricks your brain uses every second. When an illusion works, it's because it cleverly exploits your brain's automatic assumptions, making you question what's real and what's not. So let's embark on a journey through some of the most mind-bending illusions ever created, each one a puzzle for your senses. Each illusion is a clue, a window into the mysterious ways your personal universe is built inside your mind. We'll see how simple lines can fool our sense of length, how shadows can completely change the colors we perceive, and how still images can seem to ripple and move, tricking our brains into seeing motion where there is none. Get ready to question everything you see, and to discover just how much your mind shapes your experience of reality. Prepare to meet the true architect of your reality, the brain behind your eyes working tirelessly to make sense of the world. The journey begins not in the world outside, but right behind your eyes. Let's dive in and see what's really going on. Here's a classic puzzle for your eyes, two straight lines, one with arrowheads pointing in and one with arrowheads pointing out. Take a moment and ask yourself, which line looks longer to you? Most people instinctively say the one with the outward pointing arrowheads appears longer. But if you measure them, you'll find they're actually exactly the same length, no difference at all. This strange effect is known as the Muller-Lyer illusion, a famous optical illusion that's puzzled people for over a century. But why does your brain get it wrong? The answer lies in your experience and how your mind interprets the world. Your brain expects objects that are farther away to look smaller, so it tries to correct what you see, based on what it's learned from the real world. The arrowheads act as powerful depth cues, tricking your brain into scaling the lines as if they're at different distances. It's not a conscious mistake, it's an automatic calculation, happening instantly and outside your awareness. This illusion proves you don't just see a flat image. Your brain is constantly building a 3D model from 2D information, making sense of the world. Sometimes the context around you misleads your brain, and the guess it makes turns out to be wrong. The Muller-Lyer illusion is a perfect example of how perception is really a hypothesis, your brain's best guess, not a direct recording of reality. So every time you look at the world, remember, reality as you see it is always a best guess shaped by your mind's expectations and experience. Picture a checkerboard with a green cylinder casting a shadow. Square A sits in the light, square B is in the shadow. A looks lighter, B looks darker. Obvious, right? But they're the same shade of gray. Isolate them, and you'll see it. Your brain, not your eyes, creates the difference. This is the checker shadow illusion. Your brain cares about surfaces, not pixels. It compensates for shadows, brightening what it thinks is darkened. This process, called lightness constancy, lets you recognize colors in any light. The illusion works because your brain is smart, using rules that usually help, but here mislead. It's a glimpse into how your brain interprets the world, not just records it. Sometimes the story it tells is more convincing than the facts. Now let's look at motion illusions like the rotating snakes. Stare at the image. The circles seem to spin, but it's a static picture. The motion is all in your head. This is a peripheral drift illusion. Your eyes make tiny involuntary movements called microsaccades. Normally your brain filters these out, keeping your view stable. But the rotating snakes pattern tricks your motion detectors. Light and dark segments hit your retina at different times, creating a false sense of movement. The effect is strongest in your peripheral vision, where motion sensitivity is higher. Stare directly, and the motion stops. You're watching your brain's own processes in action. The illusion hijacks the very system that lets you see real movement. Sometimes your brain's brilliance is also its blind spot. Meet the spinning dancer, a simple silhouette that seems to spin one way, then suddenly the other. At first glance it looks straightforward, but the more you watch, the more mysterious it becomes. Some people see her turning clockwise, while others are convinced she's spinning counterclockwise. Sometimes even the same person can see both directions, moments apart. The image itself is completely ambiguous. There's no built-in answer. Your brain is forced to make a choice, filling in the gaps with its own interpretation. This is called bistable perception, where your mind flips between two equally valid interpretations, but can only see one at a time. Your brain craves a 3D story, so it invents depth and motion, even when the image is just a flat, spinning shape. It's your mind's way of making sense of the world. Once your brain picks a direction, it tends to stick with it, until, almost magically, the dancer flips and spins the other way. This sudden switch can feel surprising, even uncanny. You might have heard the myth that this illusion reveals if you're right-brained or left-brained, but that's not true. Science has debunked this idea. What's really happening is about how your brain resolves visual ambiguity, not about your personality or creativity. Factors like where you focus your gaze, your expectations, or even your mood can influence what you see in the illusion. The ability to switch directions shows just how flexible and adaptable your brain really is, constantly updating its story about reality. The spinning dancer is a window into your mind's need to create order from uncertainty, to find meaning in chaos. You're not just seeing a dancer, you're inventing her world, her stage, and her movement all inside your head. Sometimes reality is simply whatever your brain decides it is, and that's what makes illusions like this so fascinating. We've seen lines that lie, shadows that deceive, and still images that dance. The big lesson? Vision isn't a window, it's a construction. Your brain tells itself a story, using experience, memory, and expectation. Most of what you see is generated from within. Illusions reveal the cracks in this system where guesses go wrong. They remind us our reality is a tailored simulation, not a direct feed. If simple patterns can fool us, what else might we be missing? Optical illusions teach humility and curiosity. They urge us to question certainty and marvel at the creative machine in our heads. The universe is out there, but your experience of it is built in here, and maybe, that's the grandest illusion of all.